Hello, we are from Group 5. My name is Patricia Lynn Bakhtar.
My name is Clarissa Agatha.
My name is Agatha Louise.
My name is Natalie Saputra.
My name is Sebastianus Pradipa Widiawan.
In this presentation, we'll dive into how platforms like TikTok and Instagram are influencing what teens buy, often leading to excessive spending. We'll explore the power of likes and shares, the impact of influencers, and why many teenagers might be more vulnerable than they realize when it comes to online marketing. Next. Social media is a huge part of teenagers' life. It's not just for fun, it shapes their lifestyles and what they buy. Teenagers often see product promoted online. This makes them buy too much more than they need. Like, shares, and comments on social media affects what teens buy. Influencers and ads, especially on TikTok and Instagram, push them to buy things on impulse. Social media also helps build their identity. Brands and influencers create content that make teens want to like and share for social approval. In the Jabodetabek area, social media strongly influence how teens think about shopping. It shows them attractive lifestyles. This online influence is often stronger than their money knowledge. It's easy for them to get online loans or use pay later features with just an ID card. This is worrying because teens often don't realize they are being targeted. This study wants to see how social media affects teenage buy habits. We want to understand how common impulse buying is. We also want to look at how ads and influencers play a role. Finally, we aim to find the main reasons why teens buy excessively. Next.
Okay, I will tell 8 studies about social media's impact on spending habit. The first is from Muhammad Faisal, pengaruh social media terhadap perilaku konsumtif mahasiswa di Pontianak. The overview is investigate social media links to student spending in Pontianak. The key finding, frequent users show high impulsive buying. The methodology they use is survey 300 students from 4 universities and use SPSS for statistical analysis, and the gaps or limitation is limit to one geographic area and didn't analyze which content types ads or influencer drove purchase. So this gives us baseline but miss the why behind the behavior. Next. Next is from Nanang Hunafi, dampak media sosial terhadap perilaku konsumtif remaja di era digital. The overview is explore how target AdSense and influencer manipulate teen spending. The key finding is algorithm driven, content promotes and unhealthy habits. The methodology they use is review 5 years of excellent studies from Google Scholar or Scopus and thematic analysis of patterns. The gaps and limitation is no primary data from teens. Focus on Indonesia source. This is helpful for theory, but lacks for real world or voices. Next. This is from by Safira Matilda Rendika Valerie Dona, pengaruh media sosial terhadap perilaku konsumtif pada remaja Karang Taruna RW 06. The overview is examines how Instagram influence teenager consumptive behavior in Karang Taruna RW 06 Bojong Baru. Define the consumptive behavior as buying based on wants, not need. Instagram has positive influence on consumptive behavior and remaining influenced by other factors. The methodology is quantitative associative method and sample 85 teenager and data via questionnaire and test validity, reliability, normality, and heterodoxy, t-test, and error. The gaps and limitation is limit to one community of group RW 06 Bojong Baru. Instagram contribution only 26% and cross-sectional potential bias in questionnaire response. Future studies should add variable like lifestyle, peers, financial literacy, and expand the sample area. Next is from by Uraneti Maria Ulfa Husni Syafrani FKIP Untan Pontianak. Pengaruh intensitas penggunaan media sosial terhadap perilaku konsumtif mahasiswa prodi Pendidikan Ekonomi Universitas Tanjung Pura. The overview is analyze intensity of social media use and consumptive behavior among economy and education students at Tanjung Pura University, and find both social media use and consumptive behavior in the high category and social media instancy and influenced by other factors. The methodology they use is quantitative, quantitative, samples 65 student and data via questionnaire tested for validity and reliability and analysis classical assumption test, normality, heterogeneity, R and T test. The gaps and limitation is limitation to one study program and social media instancy explain only 21 5% and cross-sectional and other influence factor not explained. Next, by Siti Nur Aisyah from GOMS, analisis peran e-commerce terhadap perilaku konsumtif remaja. Overview is analyze the role of e-commerce in teenager consumptive behavior and of addiction average access 1 until 2 times a day or with spending around 100 rupiah per month. And highlight e-commerce role in modernizing shopping culture. The methodology is survey method and sample. The gaps and limitation is limit sample size and location, only examines e-commerce and ignore other influencing factor, and low spending and moderate access. Next is from by Umi Aiman David Haskiat Tobing, pengaruh kontrol diri terhadap perilaku konsumtif belanja online remaja. The overview is adolescent vulnerable to consumptive behavior and low self-control, online shopping time efficient, and review theories and findings from similar studies on this topic. The methodology is literature review, conceptual paper, no primary data collection, and synthetics, accepting theories and research finding. The gaps and limitation is no new empirical data presented, reliance on generality of city study, limited analysis of contributing factor beyond low self-control. Next. By Dwi Purta Bunasakti, LLD Herman Mulyono, Diwinda Suci Brigita. Pengaruh selebgram endorsement terhadap perilaku konsumtif remaja untuk melakukan pembelian produk Emina di Kota Mataram. Overview is analyze effect of celebrity endorsement on consumptive behavior of teenager purchasing Emina product in Mataram City, and celebrities have strong influence on consumer purchasing decision in digital area. Results show celebgram endorsement has positive and significant influence on teenager consumptive behavior, and celebrity promotion effective in encouraging product purchase. The methodology is casual associative research with a digital approach and data collected by survey using questionnaire and primary data from 60 teenager respondents. The gaps on limit is focus on teenager in Mataram City and Emina product only, and thus not address other factors influencing consumptive behavior beyond celebrity endorsement, and magnitude or strength of influence not detailed. Next. By Fakih Purnomo, Sri Ernawati, Dihan Rizka, and Jagat Banapsyah. Perilaku konsumtif anak kos pada mahasiswa Universitas Sahid Surakarta. Overview is examines consumptive behavior of boarding student at Sahid University Surakarta, influenced by social media advancing peer influence, desire to follow trends and less fashion style, consumptive lifestyle affected by mass media, environment, and personal desire. Students frequently use shop only for daily needs. It's like clothing is the most frequently purchased item driven by desire and preference model. The methodology is descriptive qualitative method, data collection, and sample with a 7 young female student from Sahid University. The gaps and the limitation is small sample like 7 subject, finding difficult to generalize to wider boarding student popularity other gender, qualitative approach aim to understand phenomena deeply, not to measure casual or quantitative relationship. And journal name not explicitly mentioned, which may limit information for readers. Next.
Okay, so in addition to the journals mentioned above, we also search for previous research datasets to find information about social media user. Okay, so the following are visualization results of dataset e-commerce consumer behavior analysis data and student social media addition that we got from Kaggle. And objective of displaying this visual is to support our research report, which aim at the teenagers starting from 18 years old. Okay, so this is our 4 pictures. The first one is jam penggunaan social media setiap hari, dan dari 200 more than 200 respondents is answered that they using social media more than 4 and 6 hours each day. Next.
In this study, we applied a quantitative approach using an online questionnaire to collect data. Our objective was to explore how social and psychological factors influence teenagers' consumptive behavior related to social media. The respondents were undergraduate students aged 18 to 25, and the questionnaire measured 1 dependent variable and 5 independent variable using a 5-point Likert scale. We use several tools for data collection and analysis, including RStudio, Google Form, Microsoft Excel, and Kaggle. RStudio was used for processing, Google Form for collecting primary data, while Kaggle and Excel serve as platform for managing datasets. These tools are widely trusted and reliable based on their popularity and professional usage. In this study, we first conduct a normality the questionnaire result to determine the data distribution. If the data were normally distributed, we will process with parametric tests. However, since most of our data were not normally distributed, we continued with non-parametric tests. For numerical variables, we use the Spearman correlation test, and for categorical variables, we applied the chi-square test to analyze the relationship between variables and support hypothesis testing. In this part, we formulate 10 hypotheses to explore the relationship between various social and psychological factors and teenagers' consumptive behavior. Each hypothesis is tested to see whether there is a significant relationship between the independent variables, such as advertisement exposure, influencer impact, lifestyle, and self-control, and the dependent variable, which is adolescent consumptive behavior. To test the hypothesis, we use statistical analysis such as Pearson correlation and multiple linear regression. The null hypothesis states that lifestyle, advertisement, influencer, self-control, and social status do not significantly affect adolescent consumptive behavior. On the other hand, the alternative hypothesis suggests that these factors do have a significant influence.
Okay, so the next, the data that we have got from the questionnaire, the Sapir-Whorf test was performed on all 19 questionnaire items. This paper presents selected Sapir-Whorf test result. So the first three represent to the dependent, and the subsequent task is represent each independent variable. And the results indicate that almost all data are not normally distributed. So therefore, future analysis process is using correlation, or specifically we use Spearman test and chi-square test. Next. Okay, this is our normality test one. The first one is for dependent variable. So we test for that data that we have got from the questionnaire. And the result is the value is under 0.05. So the data is considered not normally distributed. And the visualization that we show is a bar chart because it's the most perfect to show about Shapiro-Wilk test. Next. Okay, the second normality test is the Shapiro-Wilk test conducted to test whether data that normally distribute. So based on the result, the value is much smaller than the general significant level of 0.05. So it means null hypothesis stating that data is normally distributed is rejected. So the implication of the result, future static analysis should use non-parametric method, namely Spearman test. So the result is smaller than the general signification. And the visualization we use is also the bar chart, like the first normality test. Next. The third normality test is we use data that regarding penyesalan setelah membeli barang tidak perlu, and the result, the value is much lower than the general test data. Same with the second normality test. So the result is data is not distribution complete, and the visualization is same with the normality test, the first and the second with bar chart. Next. Okay, so for the normality test 4, the Shapiro-Wilk test was conducted to test the normality of data regarding the habit of buying goods to support lifestyle influenced by social media. The test show the p-value, since the general p-value is 0.05, so it can be concluded that the data is not normal distributed. So the further analysis should be use non-parametric methods like Spearman test. Okay, so the visualization is from the box plot illustration that the distribution of data regarding buying habit, and the box plot is showing us that most of the response values are in the middle category and indicate by the median position around the middle value and of the scale. There is a wide range of data distribution, but without extreme outliers. Next. And the fifth is the Shapiro test was conducted to test the normality of data regarding to the effect of social media advertising on the decision to buy a product. The results show that the value is 6 point another, and it can be concluded that the data is not normal distributed. So it recommended to use non-parametric tests for the future analysis. And same, we're using visualization with a box plot because it show that the median value is around the middle category with a wide range between quartiles and no extreme outliers. Next. The next normality test is the Shapiro-Wilk test was conducted to test the normality of data related to the influence of influencer on the decision to buy very large product. So the test show us that the result is 0.99128, and so it's lower than the value data. And so it means H0 is not normal, and H1 is accept. The visualization that we have also same with the box plot, and the median is in the middle. Next. Okay, so the normality test 7 is we test to the 7 is we test to analyze was designed to evaluate the relation between the use of shopping lists and the ability to control impulsive buying behavior. So it means the p-value is lower than the general. So it also same with the others normality tests. The H1 is accept and H0 is block. Next. Next is the several test was conducted to test the normality of data regarding the behavior of buying goods. The result is 3 point blah blah blah, and so it means it concludes that the data is not normally distributed. So it's more appropriate to use non-parametric analysis method. For example, is Spearman. Next. Okay, so the first analysis test is as test was determined the relationship between the frequency of advertisement, exposure, and impulsive buying behavior. The null hypothesis is that is no relationship between the advertisement because the result is tidak ada hubungan signifikan. So H0 is accept and H1 is block. Next. The second analysis is aimed to examine that the relationship between the influencer presence and purchase decision. The null hypothesis proposed that there is no relationship between the persons, while alternative hypothesis or H1 suggests that there is a relationship between the two variables. So because H1 is accept, so there is a significant relationship. Next. The third analysis test aimed to assess the relationship between social media usage, lifestyle, and shopping behavior. So the null or H0 suggests that there is no relationship between social media and lifestyle, but the H1 is proposed that there's a relationship thus in this variable. Because the result is H1 is accept, so there is a significant relationship between that variables. Next. The fourth analysis, the test was conducted to determine the relationship between the desire to trendy and the tendency to purchase expensive item. Because the result is H1 is accept, so H0 is block, so the result is significant relationship. Next. The fifth analysis is test investigate the relationship between the peer pressure and consumer behavior. So the result is H1 is accept and H0 is block because there is a significant relationship between those variables. Next. The sixth analysis is thus explore the relationship between the self-confidence and impulsive buying behavior. Because the result is H1 is accept, so the H0 is blocked, and there is a significant relationship. Next. The seventh analysis is thus designed to evaluate the relationship between a use of shopping list and the ability to control impulsive buying behavior. Because the result is H0 that accept, so H1 is blocked, so there is no significant relationship between those variables. Next. The eighth analysis is aimed to determine whether there is a relationship between advertisement, appeal, and the tendency to make a quick purchase. Because this is a categorical data, so we use chi-square to test about it. And the result is H1 is accept, so there is a significant relation from those data. Next. The next analysis These tests aim to explore the relationship between individuals' difficulties in self-control and the feeling of regret after making purchase. Because H1 is accept, so H0 is blocked, so there is a significant relationship. Next. And the last analyst test this investigates that the link between concern about self-image and tendencies toward compulsive or excessive buying stuff. So because the result is H1 is accept, so the H0 is blocked, so there is a significant relationship between those variables.
Okay, the next is comparison. So there is 10 journals. So the first journal is focused on social media use frequency and consultative behavior. The method is survey, the limitation, no content type, or psychology factor analysis. The second is impact ads and influencer. The method is thematic data review, the limitation, no primary data limited to Indonesia. The third one is Instagram use in a local youth group. The method is survey, limitation on Instagram, no internal factors. The fourth journal is social media usage intensity. The method is survey, and the limitation or explanation of influencing mechanism. And the fifth one is e-commerce behaviors. The method is survey, the limitation no social media factor, and small sample. The sixth one is online interaction, endorsement, and psychology. The method is structural equation modeling. The limitation is no factor ranking, missing self, and status. The seventh one is self-control and impulsive buying risk. The method is theoretical. The limitation is no data collection or testing. The eighth one is social media time and consultative behavior. The method is survey, and the limitation is no trigger factors. And the nine is influencer effect on Eminia product buying. The method is survey, and the limitation focus on one branding and city only. The 10 one is focus, same as journal one. So the method is survey, and the limitation is duplicate like psychology depth. And the next is conclusion. This study examines how 5 main factor lifestyles, social media advertising influence person self-control and social status affect teenagers' consumptive behavior on social media. Using questionnaire distributed to 92 university students aged 18 until 25 and analyze the data with Spearman correlation and chi-square test. The key findings are lifestyle influence presence had a strongest positive correlation with impulsive buying, showing that trend and endorsement on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Shopee strongly impact purchase decision. Next is advertisement influence behavior, especially when combined with emotional or peer trigger. The next one is self-control and had significant negative correlation, meaning higher self-regulation reduce impulsive purchase or post-purchase regret. The next one is social status had a weak influence in the sample. Out of 10 hypotheses, their tests 8 towards support confirm the role both external social media factors and internal personality trait in shaping consumptive habits. Next. Okay, conclusion, resource limitation. These studies focus on active university students aged 18 until 25, limiting applicability to younger teens or other demographics. Only 5 variables were tested. Factors like family background, mental health, and economic status were not included. Data were self-report, which way introduced bias. The sample size, 92 respondents, limits the generality of the findings. Future research such should include more diverse teenager population, use qualitative methods, and explore additional variables like financial literacy, family influence, and long-term behavior effect. Next.
Okay, so there's a reference from our journal, and that's all from us. Thank you.